you looking at?
My tax return.
Oh,
Well, how much were you getting?
right. That's the
No,
question
come
you
on,
need.
man. Listen, today is the 13th of July as we're taping live for our podcast to be broadcast everywhere else. So that means tomorrow will be July the 14th. Don't get out here, get twisted.
Oh,
out
that's
here
right.
worried
It's
about
due it's due. I mean, the thing is due on the 15th, right?
It's due on July 15th. So we gotta, as we spew a lot of trauma on our podcast.
Trauma
when I
on
say
the podcast.
yeah, that's what news is nowadays. News is trauma.
Well, let's not talk about any trauma.
Well, we don't have any choice. Everything in the news is trauma. A lot of our topics are trauma, and it's okay. That's why they call them news junkies, like dope fiends, right? But we just want to make sure we spread the word. Look at Spud, like, where's he going?
I am not a dope fiend, sir.
Well, that's close. It's kind of like the same thing, right? That's what a news junkie is. What is a junkie?
Sir, I am not a junkie.
No, not you per se, Maynard. I'm just saying, what is a junkie? A junkie is someone
who has to have a fix.
Exactly. And people who are in so much of the need of the 24-hour news cycle, which is 97 to 98% traumatic to the soul, it's just, rarely any good news. So I just wanted to add on to that and just make sure we all in pocket. If you ain't got your extensions in, you know what I'm saying? Get them taxes in, player.
What's up, Aunt Cheryl? How you feeling out there? Welcome to the podcast. We got a handful of folks coming on. What's up with y'all, though? I just want to know how much money we getting back. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, I told you, we pay in this household, player. You guys decided that you wanted to have 8 years of Barack Obama, and I'm still paying for some of those policies.
Let's not get started on the B-Rock.
What?
I'm not even going to go there with you, my dude.
I'm just saying, Barack was come one, come all. And if you make over $30,000 a year, then you got to pay for everybody else. So I'm still, have the aftershocks, after effect. You know how you have a earthquake and it's still, aftershocks still coming. So, we still got a couple more years of that.
That's what happened. The earthquake.
All day, hands down. Yeah, I can show you the tax code, baby.
All right. So you say so.
Well, everyone who is on with us live right now, thank you so very much for joining us. This is Three Black Guys with the Mic, the podcast where politics meets pop culture and hip-hop debate style. Give me my props. I got it right that time.
You got it right. Let me see.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I got it right that time. Anyways, make sure you check us out live and direct. We are live right now on Facebook, as well as Periscope and YouTube. If you are on YouTube with us, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you are on Facebook with us, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Share this with your people right now. Let them know that we are on live right now, so that way they can join the conversation, be a part of Three Black Guys with the Mic. Tonight, we got a lot to talk about. We got to talk about Will and Jada. Got to talk about going back to school. We also got to talk about women and sex and the entanglement. So my question, Maynard, is how many times have you been in an entanglement?
Whoa, wait a minute.
Come on, I got my pen and paper. I'm going to write them down. How many entanglements you been in?
Listen, first of all, I didn't even know that this thing could be called an entanglement until Jada came up with this. I just like how she made that really cute, like, entanglement. And it's cool. It's cool. I mean, she did what she did. The only thing I would say is, Jada, really? Like, you were with Will, the $200 million, $300 million man. It ain't, last time we really were checking for you was Set It Off. And you gonna mess with my man?
Oh, come on. You mean to tell me you didn't watch Hawthorne?
No, I didn't watch that. Oh, nah. She was that the nurse show?
Come on. You come on. Girls Trip? Give Jada her props, B. Girls Trip?
She had a Bad Boys style movie. She had a Bad Boys moneymaker.
Now wait a minute. Now hold on. We're not even gonna go off on Jada right now. All right, let's go Wild Wild West. That was a bomb.
Did he get them checks? That's it. Look, you can make a bad movie, but when you walk in the house and be like, that movie sucked, baby. But look, take this $20 million and sit it aside somewhere. It all works. Jada coming in and talk about I made $745,000. Jada talking I made $740,000.
Because she had, a couple of bad movies and.
No, I'm saying any if this were the other way around, any female would be like, You cheated on her with her? She's whack. I mean,
this in August though.
Is he in the Will Smith?
Look at that face.
Is he in the Will Smith?
What's wrong with August Alsina? August Alsina got some joints out here.
You really left the hero Will Smith for the zero?
Well, let's just be very clear, because in the interview, Lamont, she said that they were not together at the time, that they were really going through a very bad, they were pretty much done and over with, and that she was moved on. And August Alsina, this is the Playboy move right here. This is the Playboy move. He came with the sickness. He was, you know what I'm saying, ill. He became the friend, the lovey-dovey, the cuddy-buddy. And then all of a sudden, they became...
the cuddy-buddy.
They became good to go. Am I right, Lamont?
Are you sure you want my input?
Of course I do.
Are you saying...
podcast tonight or not?
So, wait. Let's back this up. Because to me, August is a sucker. To me.
Why?
First of all, August, you won. You were a bum. You've been a bum, and you'll continue to be a bum.
My God.
And you messed around, and you was able to catch Jada Pinkett Smith. And then you want to go run to that. I'm sorry, let me be careful. Have a sit down with Angela Yee.
You gotta slow down.
Angela Yee. That was a good interview.
Angela, come on. That's family
man,
there.
Come
on, that's family.
I'm good, man. I'm good. We get ready to get put off YouTube. I'm good. I'm straight. This is like a little bit beneath us, a little bit. But I'm gonna let y'all have this, and I'm sorry.
What's beneath us? Will and
Just
Jada,
this whole
down. First of all, let's give them their props. Because
give who their props?
Let's give Will and Jada their props. They did not go
Why?
to the They did not spin it. They did not do the Hollywood thing.
Whoa.
You know,
at first, Jada did come out like none of that never happened. That never happened. But now,
give Will Smith his props for standing there with his wife and taking it like a G. Would any of you take it like a G? If your wife came to you right now, Lamont, and said, "Yo, I had an entanglement with 42 Doug," would you no diss to 42 Doug? That's
shout out to 42 Doug.
My man, boy. I mean, but if he, what would you be like? Okay, we gotta go.
Well, let me just say this, and again, I guess I come from a different type of husband or individual where we're not going to go on Facebook, which again is another platform, you know, for some of giving people trauma, for others this is entertainment, but this has a real effect on those children. You feel what I'm saying? No matter what you may think about what's the Willow and the other young man, I don't know his name, but it's like
Jaden. Like,
what does that do to those young people? So it's like this is a whole nother level of you don't need to take care of that at the house. You feel what I'm saying? Deny. Well, it's nothing else.
They needed to, you know what I'm saying? We're all fans of Will and Jada. They needed to come out and...
But that's not our business. That's not our business.
Pause. Will, fan. Jada?
Yo, why you hating on Jada Pinkett Smith?
What has she done that makes me want to be a fan? She did Set It Off, and...
She did. Wait a minute. She was a part of Hillman College.
That was what?
Yeah, you got to,
20 years ago? You know, I'm on the Miss Janet shit. What have you done for me lately? I mean, low key, we basically be like, yo, you fell off. She fell off.
Yo, Maynard, come on, man. Just because you fall off. First of all, listen. Jada is hip hop and black love royalty in these streets.
No. Let me say this. First of all,
she been mad movies in order to be able to.
She been mad disrespectful. First of all, they got the kind of money that if you got an entanglement, that's supposed to be an entanglement down off the coast of San Tropez with the dude that you ain't gonna never see. And if he thought he was gonna talk, you supposed to go ahead and have the body dumped in the ocean. Step one. Step two, she been real disrespectful because she been carrying a torch for Tupac forever, and she up in Will's house. Step three, she took August Alsina to Will's house. This is not their house. This Will house. Let's be real. This
Oh,
Will's house.
This is showing.
And then you gonna mess
This is
around.
that it's fine.
Stay with me. Stay with me. You gonna mess around. Bring this dude into the crib. I'm trying to heal him. And oh, by the way, I'm gonna slide him a shot of ass. That's just way too disrespectful. It's way out of pocket.
Will was down with it.
No, that's not what was. That's what August said. That's not what Will said.
Will was down with it.
If he was, if he wasn't, you ain't supposed to let your concubine come out and say no foolishness. You supposed to be like, yo, first of all, you know one thing. If you say something, you getting murked. You know that. So just keep your mouth shut. But he didn't, and that's Jada's fault. Lamont, I feel
That's
like you
whose
might be.
fault? You said Angela Yee's fault?
No, wait a minute.
Yo, I ain't gonna shout out. Look, Angela did her job. Angela did what she was supposed to do.
Real quick. What's with the shots fired tonight? We have been on this.
I'm saying if we're all gonna be chatty patty and be gossipy Karens, let's include everything. If we're gonna talk about August sneaking in the side door while Will is in the other wing of the house, and let's just clear this up too. And I don't know if these numbers are right, but they're only estimated at about 400 million between the two of them. You got to be careful because you can mess up 400 million in LA. You feel what I'm saying? So Will and Jada, they not really popping like that combined, because 75% of that is Will. You know what I'm saying?
I would hazard a guess that 95% of that is Will. Listen, ain't a whole lot of residuals coming off of damn. I know my parents love me. Stand beside me, come with me, and that ain't returning a bunch of residuals. I'm just saying.
That after a while, it's like, yo, dog.
But Will and Jada are the epitome of black love. Am I right?
No.
Obviously it's J and B right now.
Yeah,
after the red table talk, they lost.
Let's put it like this:
they went down a couple notches.
Listen. There always have been rumors about their relationship, about Will's doing this or Jada's doing that. They got an open marriage or whatever. That can't be the epitome of black love. Like we just, whatever. And then now we come and find out that a 44-year-old Jada Pinkett at the time is smashing a 23-year-old house guest with mental illness. Not in my house. Somebody got to go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Share this episode if you're, watching with us live on YouTube, Periscope, or either Facebook. Give us the thumbs up. Just put your comments in the, we want to see what you got to say. Put your comments in so that way we can be able to, see your opinion. Shout out to Danielle. Thank you so very much for your comments. Shout out to Beats Gordy that's on with us, Frank Williams as well. Everybody who's on with us. If you have a comment, please let us know. Let's move on. T.I. threw shots at 50 Cent. Now, here's the thing the way that I want to kind of, have this conversation. The first question is T.I. Let me go back. Let me start with this. Well, T.I. basically said that we should basically put some respect on his name, and that he is in the category of the greats, that he is one of the greatest of all time, that he should be up there with Jay, Big, Pac, Wayne. The question is, fellas, Lamont, you go first. Is T.I. the king of the South? Is he in those same, is his name in that same category?
I mean, first of all, let's be careful. And Clifford, we love you.
Time out. This is the save the check moment. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, but no doubt about it. Them some of my people. I done got plenty of. Yes, you're right. Absolutely correct. Even Tip done signed some people from the D. He done gave some opportunity to the home team. But one of the greatest. I don't know if I'm there. Has he made very classic albums? Yes. Classic music? Yes. King of the South? Is so many others, at least in my era, that you got to be careful with that. I mean, it might not be critically acclaimed, but you telling me that if I put up somebody like Ball and MJG against Tip, I don't know. Ball and MJG got a lot of underground records that if you really want to go with that King of the South, you got UGK. I mean, you got Scarface. You got a whole lot you got to really contend with to be on that king of the South. And I know that was something that he, echoed for himself as a marketing tool. I'm down with that, but I feel like sometimes you got to let other people give you that instead of you putting it on your own. So great artist, absolutely. Great, contributor to this thing called hip hop, absolutely. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
So you would not put, T.I. with the greats? He's not one of the greatest to ever do it?
With Big, Pop, and Jay?
Yeah.
Nah.
Let me ask you this, right? Tell me the records. T.I. pretty much just has just as many hits as Big does.
I think, but we got to go with impact. You can't go with, and to me, when we can start playing a numbers game, how many number ones you had, boom, bam, boom. I don't know. I think Big in my lifetime had the least amount of records. Definitely didn't have number one albums with an S, but had the biggest impact in his era. I think T.I. did a great job of that. I don't know if he had the biggest impact.
Okay.
Really, Jennifer? Is this what you're doing?
Jennifer,
hey, Jennifer, do me a favor.
She hot with
Right.
us.
I'm like, wait a minute. Did we get
and shout to my brother. So, man, this is another issue with the comments, man. We might have to kill some of these, bro, because I was like, huh?
No, we got to address Jennifer. But let me jump on the T.I. piece. Is he one of the? No, he's not. I can think of just overall greats. Maybe in the South, he's among the top 5 in the South.
Nah.
Damn, if he's not among the top 5 out of the South, then he damn sure.
Why would he not be?
I'm gonna put him top 10. I mean, you got a lot of room. So you telling me if you on a desert island, we gotta play Barry Gordy here, and you either gotta have a collection of Outkast or T.I. Who you got?
Outkast,
of course, but that's one person.
Outkast, yeah. But look,
listen, let's play the game. We can go down the list. We want to play the game.
If Outkast don't come out, T.I. don't never come out. Outkast is the South. They dropped, and that made everybody be like, oh, they doing something different down there. But T.I. is dope. He came in his space, but
right,
So in a
even
versus
I would say he would be top 5 out of the South, though.
I was gonna say give T.I. his props. I would
top
say
10,
Scarface,
top 10.
Outkast, Tip, 8-Ball and MJG. Other than that, who else? Luda.
Scarface.
There's nobody else.
Scarface.
Jermaine
Scarface in there.
I said put Scarface would be number 1 in my opinion.
Okay.
Outkast.
Okay.
Tip.
Outkast.
Luda. And about it, Jermaine Dupri out of the South. Now, which
okay,
brings
number
me
5.
to my
I'm
point,
number 5. Okay, you can have number 5.
I would put him at number 3 or 4. But
so because Vince Staples basically said that the South, that Atlanta has birthed the greatest rappers. You got a point or no?
The greatest rappers of what?
I don't know. He just said Vince Staples said the ATL's birthed the greatest rappers. Migos.
The Migos are the great rappers of where? Of hip hop?
I mean, but who has basically
what country
birthed the best artists, the best rappers? New York.
New York City. It's unfortunate that it's still that way. But if you say the greatest, they still got the greatest.
I would agree.
But let me just say this. Let me say this about Vince Staples. Hold on, and that's my man. But when you somebody who's 20-something,
don't matter,
and your breadth of understanding of hip hop is off of YouTube and what you think is a YouTube number. I mean, I get it, but Vince, we might need to sit this one out, Playboy. We're gonna let you handle some of the other stuff. Not this one. No, he's wrong.
But these cats need to be checked on that for real because they keep coming out talking about the greatest. Now, I remember like 2-3 seasons back, Migos were like, we as big as the Beatles. Is that where they are right now? They still Beatles status?
Well, it's COVID. Everybody's at home. The Rolling Stones at home too, so you got to let them breathe.
Happen though.
They were never like that. They were never going to be the greatest of anything except for the Migos. That's what they're going to be the greatest of. I mean,
except for the who?
the Migos were going to be the greatest of the Migos. That was it. They weren't going to be the greatest of hip hop of all time or nothing like that. That wasn't going to happen.
You don't think that Migos will go down as one of the greatest hip hop acts of all time?
No.
Yeah, come on.
In this generation, man,
hold on.
Migos is going to be one of the greatest groups in hip hop.
Hold on.
Yes.
Let's back up, Lamont. You just said of this generation, but what Spud just said is of all time. Those are two entirely different.
But you got to understand this generation of young people
you have to understand,
is going to encompass of all time. Their greatest is not going to be Big Daddy Kane.
Look, if a guy goes out tomorrow and hits 300 home runs for his career, does that mean that because nobody watched Barry Bonds, that Barry Bonds records don't stand? All time is all time. Just because you didn't see it
is going to be one of the greatest hip hop groups in hip hop history.
Let's talk about something else, because the Migos aren't. B. Scorty said the Migos aren't the greatest from Atlanta. So let's keep it in pocket.
No, I don't care.
With no disrespect to Peach, but I mean, who made him the authority? You know what I'm saying?
Migos going to be one of the greatest hip hop groups of all time.
Right, and they're not done, Maynard. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They still got some more pages to write in their book.
I'm not even sure if they popping right this minute, but I can tell you this: what the Migos will put together as a career, if it's close to what Outkast has done, I'd be surprised. Because Outkast from the South. To me,
but the greatest and one of the greatest is two different things.
Yeah, but okay, you said of hip hop of all time, one of the greatest.
Yeah, they will definitely be one of the greatest of hip hop history. Okay, no question about
one of the greatest. How long is greatest? Is that 100 groups? Is that 10 groups? Is that 20 groups?
It don't matter. You can put it in 20, you can put it in 100.
Spud.
Migos is definitely going to be one of
No, they're not. No, they're not. When I start looking at greatest and I say somebody like EPMD, Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul, NWA, Wu-Tang Clan, Migos doesn't even come close. They don't even approach that level.
First of all you have is an unnecessary or unfortunate view of what hip hop is, which is in this window. I mean, you have to be able to expand your mind out that window of what that is. Now, the people that you've named, fantastic, but that does not discredit Migos as being one of the greatest of all time.
If you keep saying of all time, then it's not my window, it's the whole thing. You can't. Run DMC is one of the greatest of all time. Migos is not. You keep saying of all time. If you said Migos is one of the greatest between 2015 and 2030, that'd be like, okay, well, maybe you got a point. But when you say of all time, take into consideration what you're talking about.
I am taking into consideration.
So, greatest of all time, Run DMC, are they part of the greatest of all time?
Of course, absolutely.
Okay. All right.
But here's what you're saying.
Houdini, is that part of the greatest of all time?
You're saying that because of the groups that you've named, or because they've already made a mark in history of hip hop, that they're already the greatest, that doesn't give Migos the opportunity to be the greatest.
Right. But in order for them to be the greatest, they have to have the kind of impact that just absolutely makes it a whole new thing. They have not.
So can I say something? So can I say something?
No, Lamont, you can't say anything.
No. And listen, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't believe it until I experienced Phillips Arena, birthday bash, 35,000. Probably half of those people in that arena were smoking weed. But when Future did his set, I said, okay, Future, no matter, I don't understand it, I don't get it. It could be cough syrup music, but he is probably going to be, in his area of music, probably one of the greatest in that of all time doing the rap thing. I'm sorry. So, Maynard, I know you got that very small view of those who have their books are closed, their great days are behind them, but you got to give some W's to some of these younger people that are still writing their book on this thing called hip hop. They got pages left.
I mean,
Migos got gas in the tank, bro.
You got to do something. You got to do something to get there. You know,
Migos has already proven that.
I love to watch. I'm a Sixer fan. I love Ben Simmons. I love Joel Embiid, and they're great players. They're great players in this moment. But if I said that they were going to go down in history, or that they're even among the greatest players, I got to think like, I mean, Is Ben Simmons the impact player that LeBron James is? No, so he's not in that category. Kevin, I would have to name the people that were out just the people that are out right now. But at the end of the day, when records are considered, like when the history books are open and we start looking at what people have done, you still got to be like, well, damn, Michael Jordan did this, Bill Russell did that, and that because you're talking about all time. Now, somebody's gonna go out there and having a phenomenal career. You're gonna get a Vince Carter, who's one of the dopest dunkers, but when you ain't got no, you don't got no chips to show, then you got to be like, So, but it's an all-time thing, all time.
Okay, but let me say this: you just have named a couple of people, right? You've named everyone you have named has been past tense, and in your view, which is okay. You probably can't see the impact that the Migos has made right now and on the next generation. Just like Vince Staples cannot see what Run DMC has done. Or when you look at Lil Yachty and when you look at all of these rappers who discredit what Big has done and what Pac has done. And they call themselves these other things because they're oblivious. But that doesn't mean that the Migos does not have an impact on hip hop at this very moment. When that boy Childish Gambino set up in the Golden Globes and said, if y'all are not playing Migos Bad and Bougie, y'all are crazy, and that record went out ape shit after that, that put the Migos on a whole nother trajectory. That moment right there put them in a category of being one of the greatest hip hop groups of all time.
What you're saying is they had a record and people weren't playing it, and it took Childish Gambino to come up and say that. What you're saying
they had several records.
Okay,
right.
but so then why did the record
albums?
Why did the record not go crazy until Gambino did it? Right. So we.
Wait, hold up, man. I got you. But let's just say this, and this goes for all of the records. To the audience that he was talking to, they're not dialed into our culture as they normally are until things get to a certain level. So they were still great in our community, and what Childish did was he exposed it to a different community. You know what I mean? Okay. So let's not act like that they wasn't like on fire already. You know what I'm saying? And again, like Spud said, let's be very clear. What a 22-year-old or a 21-year-old is listening to in the club at 4 o'clock in the morning and what we listen to at 4 o'clock in the morning is probably going to be different. Because I don't know about you, but I'm going to be in the bed.
Yeah, I'm snoring at 4 o'clock in the morning. But anyhow.
Exactly. So there's a whole different energy that's out there. You know what I'm saying?
So, Maynard, are you sending your daughter back to school this year?
So let me say this. I got word today that there's a possibility, and I don't want to put this out there too crazy, that there's a possibility that people in the state of Virginia, the governor's office is considering returning their what do you call it? Monitoring the situation closely, blah, blah, blah. Virginia Beach had I don't want to say outbreak, but a spike in their numbers. Norfolk, Hampton, in this area where we live, the numbers went up. Not outrageous, but they did go up. And so they're talking about going backwards on the reopening right now. There's a possibility. It's just a possibility.
You sounded like Bessie DeVos. Are you sending that pretty little girl to school?
I'm cautious, very much cautious. And the idea that this thing could possibly not be in check, no, I can't put my daughter in that scenario. That's not. Now, if they say all of a sudden, like, yo, we got the numbers down to where it's like where New York is the other day, there was 0 new cases for at least the first time.
0 deaths. 0 deaths.
Was it deaths?
Death.
Okay.
Yeah, there still was some cases, but there was 0 deaths.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I like to reclaim my time on the new cases versus new deaths. Yes, I needed to be no new cases.
No. Again, I'm with you, man, because they're. I don't. How do we say this? First of all, I don't have a child in the school system, but this is very important to me. Definitely when the superintendent of the Detroit Public Schools, who is not a Detroiter, that doesn't really mean anything, but it does to me, who in a lot of his presentation is very similar to the president and to the Secretary of Education. It's like they don't care about those babies, just even in their whole, conversation presentation. And it just makes no sense at all of how can you have, a person in the second grade or the third grade or the fourth grade. I mean, what happens with just one of those kids, even if it's only 10 kids in the class, one of those kids just sneezes, just doesn't cover his mouth. You know what I mean?
Well,
or takes his mask. I mean, it's too hazardous. It makes no sense to me how you can let your child that you love and care for be put in harm's way like that, bro. Period. I don't understand it. I just don't.
You're right, Lamont, because this is the other piece. So my daughter, for instance, is sixth grade now. So she's at the point where this year coming, they're going to we're doing some class switching, but now it's going to be a lot of class switching, right? And
right, so you got to go from class to class, right? You don't stay in the same class all day, right?
You sneeze on this teacher, then this teacher holds on to the virus, and then this teacher gives it to the next 24 kids who walk in, and this teacher might see 3 classes, or the gym teacher or the art teacher sees the whole school in the course of a week, right? And now we're talking about teachers being infected, taking it home. It's too much, man. It's too much. And the crazy part is we see what it looks like when it's done right. With every other country that's out there has been bringing their numbers down steadily. When New York, the largest outbreak in the country, has been bringing its numbers down, all these other people have been taking their numbers up. And I'm just like, what are we doing?
I was looking at the number of cases, the other day, and I was like, damn, China is not even on this list.
Right.
I mean, everybody in the country, in the world, is on this list except for the people where it originated from. This is crazy. I don't understand how people are sending their kids to school. I don't even understand how we're going to have basketball when, Russell Westbrook just came out and said he tested positive for COVID-19. I just don't get how we are still trying to fit a circle into a square, while we're trying to push the envelope on making people go out and get back to work and trying to get the economy started. I get it. I understand. Everybody wants to make that bread. I want to make that bread just as much as, we all want to make that money. But, yeesh, this is not happening, man. This is kids ain't gonna keep no mask on.
No.
Kids ready to go outside and play.
No. And kids, particularly at like my daughter's age and a little bit younger, they don't understand a lot of social. They ain't into back up. Right. They touch and they play close and they hug each other and all kinds of stuff, man. It's time out.
You got the boys. The boys want to come through and squeeze on the girls' booties.
They don't go to school with Lamar.
That's sexual harassment, sir. That's assault. That's assault, Spud. That's assault.
That's not assault. Don't tell me you ain't squeezing no girls'
No. The little kids call that assault now.
You can't squeeze the girls' butts in school no more.
No,
you can't run by and tap the girl on the. You can't run by and tap the girl on the butt and run to the next class.
No, that's over.
Oh,
that was back in the 80s. That was back in the 80s, my brother. Man. No, sir.
That's unfortunate. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, if you get the opportunity, go to RuggedEVO.com. If you're trying to get your beard game together, go to RuggedEVO.com. They got 16 essential oils for you, all natural, beard game. Get it together. That's RuggedEVO.com. You can put in guys. It's all right? I'm putting it right?
3.
Yep, guys EO. 3 guys.
3 guys dash 001. 3 guys dash 001.
On your checkout and get 10% off. So go to RuggedEVO.com.
I got my
RuggedEVO. Look at who got a shirt.
Watch out.
Look who got a shirt on.
Where's my bomb, man? I got and they hooked me up with the not paid for it.
I was gonna, I wasn't gonna say nothing. But you're a little shiny around the cheeks tonight.
I got the little exfoliation.
I was like, what? They're a little shiny on. I didn't know if you got some Botox or
nah. But it's all about the beard situation, and I don't have a beard, so I was like, I really can't use the Rugged. But they got the exfoliating face balms, they got the lotions, they got all. I mean, it's not just about the beard game. So, y'all need to check it out.
Yeah, fellas, check them out. RuggedEVO.com. That's RuggedEVO.com. So now, Lamont, why are you in my feelings? Why are you in my feelings?
Why you in Spud's feelings?
I am my feelings.
I really didn't have anything, but I really didn't have anything, but I got something now, I guess. I woke up this morning, I'm in my feelings about the Apple Store. I think it was a couple of weeks ago they closed about, 300 stores across the country or whatever it was, scaling back, kind of COVID. I'm in my feelings, man, because I woke up and one of my MacBooks was dead, and I can't get a damn appointment for 2 weeks, bro.
I
2 weeks.
I really, honestly need you to do a better job of taking care of your devices.
I need you to do a better job of coming up with
Every
feelings.
time you're on this podcast, you got a problem with the phone. You got a problem.
Yo,
The screen done cracked. The battery's going low. I mean, the OnlyFans account don't work. I mean, you can't get onto Safari. I mean, now your MacBook is gone.
yeah. Well, like I said, luckily, we got more than one. We got several in the compound to choose from that we use today. But I need Apple to get it together, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's get these stores open. If we're gonna open up the schools, let's get these Apple stores open. You know what I'm saying?
Lamont want to reopen the economy so he can get his MacBook fixed and kill us. Damn you, Lamont.
Right.
You and your Trumpisms.
Listen, I'm just saying, if we got to get it open, let's, we're gonna get sick. Let's get some of the what's the word I'm looking for? Some of the luxuries in line too. But no, it's been, I think it's been a rough week, and I'm in my feelings. I think like with a lot of people I've been talking to, just trying to get a grasp on this COVID thing. But it's like, it's been 14 to 16 weeks for some, not so long for others. I kind of feel like a lot of the country was looking at New York and New Jersey and the Northeast like we was nuts. Now they starting to catch it. Because remember, in the beginning of all this, everybody was like, oh, we just chilling. That's just up there. Now everybody is catching the tail end of it as well now. So hopefully, the end will be in sight. We got to figure out what Donald going to do, because at this rate, Maynard, he still might get a W, bruh.
Why do we have to figure out what Donald's going to do?
I'm trying
because
to hold on. I'm trying to figure out. I mean, what's giving you the feeling that he might get a W?
I don't know. He just always got some shenanigans. Okay. He hasn't failed me yet in the shenanigans category, so I got a feeling they're gonna come up with something silly.
Okay.
Is there gonna be debates this year?
Mm-hmm. I thought one of them. I can't remember who. One of them said that they didn't want to really debate, and I think it might have been Donald saying he didn't want to debate. I'm not sure.
Wasn't DNC supposed to start today, Maynard?
Yeah, not today.
Yeah. So
I think it's supposed to be this. I thought it was supposed to start Wednesday. I'm not sure, but
okay.
It would be an all week.
But definitely this week.
It'd be an all week deal anyway.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, let's get to care or don't care, ladies and gentlemen. These are the stories that we kind of care about, but we don't really know if we care about them or not. Let's start with football. Do we care about the Washington Redskins are they going to become the Washington Red Wolves?
Do we care about the Washington Redskins?
Do we care about the changing of the name of the Washington Redskins? Right now, you know what I'm saying? Some of y'all should be getting some of that Washington Redskins apparel, because that markup is probably going to be crazy on the aftermarket. Might could sell that in a couple of years.
I feel like I don't personally care, but I recognize that it's important to other people, right? If they decided they wanted to make a team called the Washington Spooks, we would be all up in arms. So I don't like that. That they wanted to do the people are upset about being asked to change the name. They're like, why do we have to change? They not offended because it don't offend them. They like, we enjoy it, but that's what privilege is about. So, Lamar.
I mean, some of this stuff is kind of like,
it's trash.
Can I ask you a question? I'm sorry. Can I ask? Because I saw this the other day. I've been listening to the BIN network, and they were having. What's wrong with the BIN network? You're not feeling that either,
Maynard. You know what, Maynard?
Yeah,
I'm gonna I gotta take a sip of my water, and it's not alcohol. It's water. Go ahead, Maynard.
I mean,
boy. Go ahead.
I ain't got nothing to say.
No, go ahead. Please share. What's your problems with the BIN network?
No, I just nothing like I forget his name anymore, but used to be the Mays Brothers. Nothing like the Mays Brothers, cashing in on black folks. But okay, go ahead. You were listening to BIN.
But that's what they did since they brought you to these shores, Maynard. That's your
You're
job.
listening to the BIN network and iHeart.
That's why they put you on the boat, Maynard, to cash in. What do you mean?
Okay, go. I mean, go ahead with the BIN network.
I don't even know if I even want to talk about
No,
this.
go ahead. Just let's talk. You want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about Bob Pittman.
Anyways, well, you kind of just discredited my whole point.
I know I didn't. I didn't say anything
because
yet.
basically when I said you basically just said, oh, it's coming from the BIN network. Well, they don't really have it.
No, I just put my head down. I mean, I'm gonna let you do your thing.
Shout to the BIN network that are fans of the Three Black Guys with the Mic podcast.
I'm down with
And the opinions
right.
expressed in this segment are based upon Maynard scales and Maynard scales only.
Lamont, did you just say that if the check is coming, I don't get no parts of it?
Well, I mean, the check was already being negotiated, but you just threw that in the trash. And then, wait a minute, Spud. And then he had nerve to say Bob. I said, go ahead, Spud.
Anyways, they were having a conversation about, is Black Lives Matter hurting or helping more? That was one of the stories. I guess it's out there in the world. And so I'm just kind of curious. Do you think that the Black Lives Matter movement is helping more or hurting more?
Who's that for?
Anybody. Go.
I know Lamont has some strong feelings. Go ahead, Lamont. Please share your strong feelings.
And this is what I saw unfolding right before my eyes in Detroit on, I think it was Friday. There was a police shooting on the west side of Detroit, which is a neighborhood that I grew up in. And before the actual, there was a tape, body cam, dash cams that came out after the shooting, several hours after. But before that, probably within a 2-hour span or maybe a 1.5 hour span, it was very interesting how Black Lives Matter and other political activist groups were mobilized so quickly in this part of town. Now, I'm 600 miles away, but I know this neighborhood very well, very well. And I'm just looking at this group of protesters that have formed so quickly on the 6 Mile area, which the majority of them probably don't even know that when they see a sign that says McNichols, that's 6 Mile. But that's another story. Because as some protesters were trying to put in their GPS 6 Mile, and they didn't know it was McNichols. But again,
Kim Spence, he's basically saying what I said in the previous show. I ain't trying to go there with you, but I'm letting you know.
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm looking at all these people. I'm like, these are not people that are from that community. I said, how did they get over there so fast? Why are they there? Do they really care about this young man who was shot, who actually pointed a gun at the police and tried to shoot at them? And then I thought about, because I texted a few people that's in the 12th precinct, which is the precinct that's that situation happening. And I know people, police in that I grew up with, went to high school with. And I text, I'm like, yo, we good? It's like, Lamont, this is all BS. These people ain't from around here. These is real transplants. So when we see about and hear about these things about how all of these people are professional traveling protesters that are Black Lives Matter, I saw that. I mean, just you could just look at them, the backpacks, the shoes, their hair, their posture. It's trash, bro.
So none of them live on 7 Mile in Wyoming, you're basically saying.
Probably about maybe 85 to 90% of the people that I saw, no. You know what? Let me be conservative. 75 to 80% of the people that were protesting did not live or come from that area, period.
So the Freedom Riders and Dr. King, they didn't live in Selma, did they?
I don't know about that, but I'm talking about in 2020,
I'm saying,
the people that I saw on 6 Mile, walking by the Luxor and walking by the locker room, they don't know nothing about that area over there.
And when the people did the March on Washington, they weren't all from Washington D.C., were they?
I don't know about that. All I know is that on Friday,
and when the Klan
because here's the difference between the people that hold up, man. At Hotep, the reason that this is a difference because when there was a call when there was 2 people shooting at Teresa's at 1:30 in the morning, between 2 black lives, they weren't gonna be out there protesting in, would they?
Somebody gonna get arrested that night, so we know what's gonna happen. So, but let's just keep in pocket where we are. Black Lives Matter. They got, first of all, it's not one group. There's every city, every state has their local constituency of Black Lives Matter people. it's not the professional organization that the NAACP, the Urban League, has grown into being. And I'm not saying that as a knock. I'm saying that they're young, that it's a new group. It's only a handful of years old, where somebody like the NAACP or Urban League's been around 100 years plus, etc. But the energy is critical, and no one is. If it had not been for Black Lives Matter in its infancy, bringing attention to these things, a lot of what we're seeing now that's changing would not be changing. Now, can they be better at what they're doing? Absolutely. Will they grow to be better? I think they will. But I don't think that. I think that there's space here for their voice to continue to be heard.
And
again, that sounds great, and I get it, but I'm gonna say it again. If the same shooting, if you took out the police officer and you put two black men, which are two black lives, and there was a shooting like that, you wouldn't have had all that.
Right, because we know that police will police two black guys shooting one another. But who's going to police the police?
So like Spud said, it's not about the black light.
Who is going to?
It's not about
it
the
is.
black light. That's not what it's about.
Okay.
It's about the police being involved with taking of the black light.
Right, and who's going to police them? Who's going to police them?
I'm down with that.
Hold on,
but let's make that the standard and not say it's about the black light, because it's not. It's only when it's the police involved, man.
That's what it was. That's what they said. They said, look, we know that if this black man one, put it right there so you can see it, shoots black man 2, the black man 1 gonna get arrested, more than likely. But when the police officer shoots black man number 1, he go home. He die, and he gets a medal. And who is going to police that? We've given the police an opportunity to police themselves. We've given the opportunity for the Department of Justice to police the police. We've done a lot of different things to allow the police to try to get it right. But they have, like we have lots of black people or lots of people in the culture have a no snitching policy. So do the cops. Somebody got to stop that.
Well, here's all I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna put a pin in it, Spud. I'm done. You know your man. Okay, what's your man name? The brother from New Era Detroit.
Oh, Zeke.
Yeah, he put up a post that was just so profound. He said, "It's a shame to see the people that were out there protesting because you had those suburbanites come in with their signs and their bullhorns hollering Black Lives." But just 2 weeks ago, and he made a list of all of the killings and murders of young innocent men, babies, and women in that same community, and it wasn't none of that. And I say, you know what? You got a point.
Here's the thing, though, Lamar, and I know, Spud, you want to get in, and I'm jumping in again. The Finger Puppets
all right. Keep going. Don't do your thing, brother.
The Finger Puppets got a little bit of a shout out. But there's a group that's about breast cancer. Every October, we get all bent out of shape. Breast cancer got to go. Breast cancer. Other people die of lung cancer. Other people die of colon cancer. They ain't saying nothing about colon cancer because that's not what they're here to say. They're here to talk about breast cancer. That's their role. They're not saying that the other lives don't matter, and that's the same as to talk about the all lives matter conversation. They're not saying that other people don't matter. They're saying we are here to talk about this particular type of cancer. Now, somebody else, there's a walk for the cure for the diabetes and the whatever. Nobody says that the people who are walking for the cure for diabetes hate the people who got MS, or that the MS is not important. But they're out here walking for diabetes. And that's what Black Lives Matter came to do. They're not supposed to be a catch-all. They're not 911. All emergencies come their way. They decided this is the platform we on.
Can I ask you a question? Would you let your daughter wear a Black Lives Matter T-shirt to school?
Yes.
And if she got kicked out of school, would that be a problem?
Yes.
Let me kind of going into Lamont's situation because we got short on time. I think that the problem is Susan G. Komen is Susan G. Komen, right? There isn't a split of this Susan G. Komen is going to do this, and this Susan G. Komen is going to do this, and this Susan G. Komen is going to do this, regardless of whatever state it is in. And I think that is where the issue is, because you have a lot of chiefs and not enough Indians. Well, actually, you have a lot of Indians. But my point is that I think that when it comes to Black Lives Matter, you don't have people who are running it in chapters that is consistent with what is going on everywhere else. And so I think that is what is critical, is that when you have somebody who's leading a chapter of Black Lives Matter, and I don't even know if Black Lives Matter was even involved, because they didn't mention Black Lives Matter in this particular incident that happened in Detroit. So I don't want to pinpoint this, that Black Lives Matter was a part of the Detroit protest when they were not. But my point is that first, let me give, credit to Chief James Craig, because I think that the way that he handled the situation with bringing out the video, with being very transparent to what happened with this young man, was very important. To the opposite of that, you had a lot of people, on social media, and this protest was pretty much escalated based off the fact of what was perceived to have happened and not what really happened. And so I think that is one of the issues when you have these protesters, whether they come from a different city or if they're in the city of Detroit or whatever. It doesn't matter where they come from. If you're down for the cause, you're down for the cause. So I'm good with that. But I think that it is extremely important for us to be able to get the information, and that way we are communicating the information correctly, rather than you have 150 people out here enraged about something that did not even happen. I mean, this guy was on Facebook basically saying that, oh, they killed this man. He was unarmed. He didn't do anything. He shot, blah, 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 without getting the facts. And I think that the facts are is extremely important when it comes to inciting protests and riots and anger and all of that other stuff. So
can women explore their sexuality?
I'm getting that right now. I know I'm really on my thing. All right. Maynard,
I'm sorry. Let me get my. I'm sorry. Hold on, Spud. I'm sorry. Trying to get my overtime slips, because we're gonna go into a different budget to write overtime checks here. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I get a check.
Well, yeah, since we're definitely over time, and I don't see an end in sight. So go ahead.
No, we're gonna wrap it up 59-59, Lamont. Here we go. We got 8 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Can women be free to explore sex without being called a hoe? Maynard, go.
The answer is two ways. The answer is,
we can backtrack and let's just kind of put into context why you wanted to have this conversation.
I was gonna say, because I'm so confused.
Because this is what I was having a conversation with a friend. I'm going to try to speak a little quickly here, and he was saying, well, Jada and other women who have entanglements, it's always because they were in love with somebody and they felt it. And I was like, you know what? We put women on this pedestal that there are women and they will never cheat on me unless I've done something terribly wrong. What if she just want to get smashed? And if we stop trying to make this so big that they have to be these special, genteel, fragile people, not to say that you want your old lady to step out, but even through your entire relationship or your entire knowing women, we've been putting them in a scenario where they got to be virginal, they got to be special, we can't allow them to, explore their sexuality, or they a freak. But we enjoy freaky shit. We just don't want to freak for a wife somehow.
Can you speak for yourself, Maynard?
Okay. You don't want to, you want a freaky wife?
It's not about we don't have those kind of discussions. But I'm just saying, speak for yourself. You keep saying we. This isn't friends.
Our culture.
But go ahead, my brother.
Our culture in general, and I ain't talking about black culture. I'm just talking about mankind puts women in a position where if they decide that they want to choose their sexuality to be displayed this way or that way, then they typecast it as some kind of sexual slut or some kind of, hoe. But we get to enjoy these things as men, where we get to go to strip clubs and exploit women. Men can go out of town and we gonna fly to the DR and we gonna blah, 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 whatever those things are. And men are champions. They're heroes. They're, it is what it is. I was supposed to do that. It's a man thing. I'm supposed
so can I get in here? Can I get in here a little bit, if you don't mind, Maynard? This is another example of how you have to understand the culture of the Migos listener, the culture of the future listener, because they do all those things you're talking about, and they're not labeled as hoes. They're labeled as bad bitches. Am I wrong?
Classy.
A savage. You feel what I'm saying?
Right, but now what's happened though is certainly, Megan Thee Stallion did her thing, and Cardi B and these female rappers are coming out, but we still, part of what we've done is we said, I just think that women don't have the luxury of having those same types of freedoms that men have enjoyed forever.
But they do. But that's what I'm saying, man. They do. There's a whole different culture that I don't think you're in touch with. There are women who are out here that are getting bust down. That's not the right word. They getting their cash.
Wait, I'm sorry. Can you tell me what a bust down is? Because I have absolutely like that.
Well, for my generation, Spud, a bust down was just someone who had a lot of sexual partners. You feel what I'm saying?
Strawberry.
Whoa. Why are we discussing strawberry?
Which one?
Strawberry, that's what they was called. Strawberry is the neighborhood.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking
about my fault. You made it, you know where we was going.
Yeah,
we was both going the
like,
same.
wait a minute.
Yeah. But no, he's right. I got that.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm just
Lakeisha?
Wow. I was just gonna say though, is that there is a generation and there is a group of women who are throughout this country, who are throughout this world. They out here getting it just as much, if not more, than men, Maynard. So I don't know if your statement has any basis.
Okay. All right. Fine by me. I just hope it's accurate. I hope that is accurate.
I'm still a little confused. So you're saying that men can go out and basically smash as many people as whatever. That's just pretty much kind of like the culture. And then when women do it, they're labeled basically. That's what you're saying.
Absolutely. And I say that because we're in this scenario, right? And I gave Jada a lot of smoke, but we look at these women and we say, oh, she would never cheat because she loves me or whatever. And then, men go out and be like, I certainly got a wife, but that thing right there is looking kind of right. But women do the same thing. But in our minds as men, we don't want to believe that shit. But when they go to, we know what the Essence Festival was been about for the first. We weren't even invited to the Essence Fest for the first couple of years.
I've never been to the Essence Festival.
Exactly. Want to know why? Because they down there getting it. But
Maynard, and I love to interrupt you, but you are so correct. And my wife will tell you this one. I'm never gonna forget this. One year I was down there with Joe. I'm on the side of the stage. Joe up there doing the Coca-Cola thing. It's me and two police officers on the side of the stage. I'm waiting for him to get done. We can put him on the bus and go. It was these three girls on the side of the stage. And this girl looked at me and she said, I'm going to get you. And I swear to God, I have never felt so humiliated in my life because the way I was objectified as just a sexual object. Like, what? She said, oh, no, I'm going to get you. You coming with me. So Maynard, that real talk, that's real. And that was 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even like Essence like that. You go and take care of your business and you go, because that's a grown person's freak they got down there. So you're right, Maynard. They would eat us up and spit us out, bro. All three of us. Okay, yeah. I'm done.
How come so many of Lamont's stories include him being with the police? Is Lamont an op?
No, I don't think so. I mean, all the police ain't bad, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry. Before we go, can we address this? Who was this? Was it a Karen that came in and got on our thing?
Jennifer O'Neill?
Yeah, what was that all about before we go?
Let's see. I mean, it's a long one. Here we go. Why is y'all talking about our black celebrities? They don't owe us no explanations. Who are you or I that they have to explain anything? Those of us call ourselves fans. This is fans by choice because they don't owe us whole. All right. She said basically at the end of the day something to the effect that we're supposed to be up here.
Black crime, is that what she said?
We're supposed to be up here to discuss things to uplift the black community, and we basically involved in some gossip. You know,
I'm down with Karen. What's her name? I'm sorry. Is it Jennifer or Karen?
Jennifer.
Listen, lady. Right? When you come to this
I'm
podcast,
down with Jennifer, bro.
I'm down with Jennifer too. Thank you so very much for your comment. But when you come to this podcast, we debate it the way it's supposed to be debated, and that's celebrities included. And that means if it got to be you, Jennifer, and we got to debate you, you know what? We damn sure going to debate your ass as well. So we appreciate you tuning in tonight. Thank you, everyone else, so very much for tuning in to this episode of Three Black Guys with the Mic. Do us a favor. Share this episode with your friends. Share it on your page. Share it on your YouTube channel as well. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up button on Facebook. When you get the chance, go to soundcloud.com/Three Black Guys with the Mic and let everybody know that you are down with us. Subscribe for new episodes. Also, make sure you go to ruggedevo.com. Hit in three guys dash 001. 3 guys dash 001. Get 10% off of your order. Okay, as you can see, Maynard is out here shining.
I'm exfoliating out in these streets.
My grandmother used to say when you eat carrots, you get rosy cheeks, but if you get you some Rugged EVO, damn it, them cheeks will be off the chain. Them cheeks is,
and it smells so good, don't you agree?
It's popping. It's popping.
Okay, Spud, we got one thing before you shut it down.
Now wait a minute. Are you the time police or not? Because we over about 1 minute.
No, I do, but I gotta say this one thing because we have officially moved up on this podcast. You know, we are so grateful for our sponsor. But my brother has tuned into this podcast. It took 3 years, but he has been like down with this whole hour of podcasting of Three Black Guys, and this is like amazing, bro. So I had to say that. So now I get to go back and tell all my family that my brother took time out of his schedule to participate in the podcast. Okay, I'm done.
Really appreciate that. You guys have a fantastic week. Again, share this episode and past episodes. We'll do it again next Monday, 7 p.m. It's just Three Black Guys with the Mic. Peace.